Okay, so I will go. Thank you for that. I will go ahead and bring this start the meeting. So welcome everyone. Today's date is January 9th. Welcome to the CAB Outreach and Community Engagement Subcommittee Special Meeting. It is now 10:10, so we're going to go ahead and start off with roll call and introductions. My name is Nicole Green. I am stepping in as partial chair right now for OCEC, and I am the chair for the Community Advisory Board.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Alexandria Spearman. I am an OCEC subcommittee member. Representing East, West, and Central County.
Hi, I'm Brenda Lee. I'm representing West County.
Good morning, Demetria Lawrence, representing East County, East and West, excuse me.
You walked in right on time. All right, thank you. Garyona, Lord have mercy. So then we would, we meet quorum, so we will go ahead and it's a new year. I almost forgot how to run a meeting, y'all. We will move on to the next agenda item, which is for any public comment on any items under the jurisdiction of the committee and not on this agenda. The two things I was going to bring up under public comment is, I know Garyana sent out a reminder, but we have our presentation next week on the 14th with RC. Yes. So I asked her to send out that PowerPoint. I will be there for support and just back up in the event that someone can't make it. I took that time off to be there for you all. So take a look at that PowerPoint. That was the PowerPoint that Brenda, I, and Mark had put together. If there's any anything that you all see before the 14th, we need to know now so that we can make any adjustments. To give you some heads up, it's gonna flow. It's like how you did at the college. So we're pretty much talking to participants of the Ranges Assessment. We're talking to the community.
I know. I'm really disappointed. I have a funeral to attend on.
Okay,
14th.
I got your back. I got you.
I'm glad, but I really want to be there.
You will be there in spirit.
Yeah. I will look at the
Okay.
at the PowerPoint side and see.
Yeah, still give some input or anything that you may want to add or want us to add, but I just wanted to pin that there is really going to flow like that. It's more of us trying to uplift those lived experience. Most people lived experience don't know about CAB.
Yeah.
So that they can be aware. And if one of the things that I brought to RC is maybe like and I know we could talk to them about that, but during our meetings, they can pull up the Zoom and allow them to kind of watch from there, but try to encourage more people to participate in our meetings.
I did have a question about it, but I saw that I remember us reviewing the presentation that you guys had updated. And the one question I had is there like flyers and marketing materials, for lack of a better word, that we can give people that attend?
Yes, and I should have asked Garyana for that today. So if you could sit, we use all the ones we had last time. I can print them out on my own. I don't know if you have time today, Garyana, or not while we're here, but if you send me the link is on the website, the most recent one is not there. I can print some out.
I have extra copies to give to the subcommittee today.
Okay, and do you still have the tablecloth? I think I gave you the tablecloth. Yeah.
No, you give it.
I did. I gave y'all the stuff to get rid of. I didn't want it no more.
I have that T-shirt.
I'll look at
my stuff.
Yes, and I'll look under my desk. So we have one, and this is something we can bring about the retreat, was one of the things that we wanted to add to RJ. If we can get some things for outreach. We can't get a lot because the budget is small, but now that we're going to be out in the community, those are things that we want to look into. So we do have a tablecloth, we do have flyers. And as of right now, that's pretty much it. But thinking about tabling, I think that's something that should be discussed at the committee, is what are the type of items that we will want to have. Some events that we participated in do not provide us with tables and chairs.
Correct.
So I know that's one thing that we do need. I don't know if it's feasible, but I would love to be able to have one of them name tags and say CAB with our name on it. Hint, Patrice. So that's something that we can talk about at the retreat. I don't know what the budget looks like, but I'm sure they can let us know what we can and cannot do. But since I've been on the board, that has not been discussion. I'm excited about looking into that with you all.
Yeah, I think especially since like I was looking through and there were links to things and I thought, well, if we're presenting it,
Right.
we'll either have to do a QR code or if they, and we're assuming they have the cell phone to scan it, to look at things. So I
Right.
was trying to think of like, how can we maybe do the outreach on sort of like a low budget, but still
Right.
get the information.
And see, we're
to people?
already prepping for 2025, so I'll definitely would
Yes.
say like, those are some key things to pin. Hopefully we can get to it after the retreat, but if not, when that first meeting come up in February, that's it's
Yes,
kicking off
kicking
on what do
off.
we want to adjust and to change.
Okay,
So good points.
I'm excited. about that.
The next item is, I'm sure you all are aware, if you are not aware, Mark did step down from, the committee. He said he did inform you all of that. So we don't have to make a decision today, but I did want to also pin that there in reference to thinking about who may, want to be and step into that role. In the meantime, I am here to support you all, which is why I'm sitting here. Thinking about our committee, we only have one additional person joining, right, that has been approved, which is Gloria Bell. And then I know we have one other young lady that still has to go in front of CCP for approval, which is going to be in February. And
Okay,
figure out what committee that they want to go to. I did already make some phone calls to one and I'm like, CAC is empty. But I just want to put that there, but I would definitely be here to support in this role, but I wanted to give that opportunity for you all as well, if anyone thought about stepping into I would say, but I will be asking at the retreat. So those are the only two public comments I have. Go ahead.
Why, a question, when you said we have one other person, what about that Larry Graham? What have we done with him? Are we waiting for the full body and not just have OCEC interview him?
My recommendation to Garyana was if he, from what I understand, I believe, was he unresponsive or did not?
Yeah, I haven't heard from him.
Okay.
My recommendation was that if he was to move forward, since he was unresponsive. However, if you guys would like to reach out to him again, I would prefer for him to be interviewed here. Correct.
The easy.
Yes.
Okay, that's what we want to know. Okay, I want to make sure.
Yes.
Okay,
I'm in agreement with that.
okay. That was my question.
Any other public comment on any items, under the jurisdiction of the committee that is not on this agenda that the committee members want to bring up? Any on Zoom? And I apologize not to go backwards. We did introductions and I did not allow you all on Zoom to introduce yourself. So I just wanted to stop before I kept going to allow staff as well as we have a guest to introduce who they are.
Good morning. I'm Garyana Youngblood, Office of Reentry and Justice.
Good morning. I'm Charles Brown, Business Services Representative and Reentry Coordinator with the Workforce Development Board. Thank you.
Morning.
Good morning, Patrice Skillery here, also with the Office of Reentry and Justice.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you and sorry about that, you all. Okay, so moving on to our next agenda item, which is to consider approving the record of action from our December 17th outreach and community engagement subcommittee meeting. Garyana, if you can pull up that attachment, take a moment to review and I'll be looking for a motion and a second.
Approve the minutes from the tab. Sorry.
It's a mouthful, isn't it? It's a mouthful.
And I didn't want to do the acronyms, but I moved to approve the minutes from the Community Advisory Board on Public Safety Outreach and Community Engagement Subcommittee meeting from Tuesday, December 17th.
I'm Brenda Lee, and I'll second.
Okay, so
I read it.
Garyana, do we want to do a vote?
Yeah, Brenda? Alexandria,
Yes.
Demetria,
Yes.
Nicole,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna move over to our fun part. So we're here to finalize our cab retreat agenda, which is in the attachment. If we can please bring that up. And also for those that are on Zoom, we are gonna be also looking at our PowerPoint presentation, which of course is not within the agenda, so I'll try to explain clearly as I'm going through a slide, since you don't have a visual to actually look at. For the committee members, I asked for PowerPoint to print out how to think about it when the agenda is put together, so that we can kind of, as we're going through each part of the agenda item, look at those slides. It's a very rough draft, so there are some adjustments that Gary is going to make. And she, opens up for our feedback. So,
Is we call a morning session? Mine starts at the afternoon.
Yeah, this is afternoon also.
The.
I printed out my own.
No, this says afternoon on the presentation, says afternoon session. On the first slide.
So I think that we have the second part, maybe.
You see more.
You see that?
On
You
the
have a
first
different one,
side, it
which is
says
why I
retreat.
asked
Oh,
you, I saw yours.
I was loud. Sorry, we're trying to get our life together. One moment.
Yeah. They're probably on.
Oh, so are you missing the afternoon session?
No, this.
So we should have two, morning, afternoon.
Yeah.
Morning and
And I mean, you have
afternoon.
duplicate.
Oh. This one seems kind of thick, so that.
Yeah, so that's, here you go. I did not realize that. Thank you. We're good. I just thought she had extra copies.
Okay, well, I got two. Mark up one and.
Oh, right.
Because I missed where the.
All right, so let's go ahead and get started for the sake of time. So we'll start with the morning. And again, I know I joined your last meeting on Zoom. Please feel free to lead in certain areas. I know you all had a really robust discussion. So I don't have to be in charge of the whole flow. So I want to open it up for us to kind of talk back and forth as we go through it. So starting at the very beginning, at the top of the agenda, we have from 9 a.m., which is going to be our welcome and housekeeping. I will, as a chair, take care of that first part, which is slide 1 through 5. And that's going to include the welcome, slide 2. Roll call for all of our members. A record of action, if we need to vote. And then I'm going to give an overview of our, an agenda and overview of our CAB retreat. So kind of stating the purpose, our goals of the retreat. And then icebreaker, which is a yarn breaker. So I have a question for that, Brenda. So I know what we did, but I do not have a breakdown of the rules for the actual activity, because
How did we get that?
Ozzy did it.
Oh,
So we can Google it. Will it come up if we?
okay.
I mean, I know it was something simple. We'll have to purchase some yarn, because she did go out and buy some yarn. And it was pretty much, as CAB members, find someone that you have a common interest in. So name one thing about yourself. And then and then you will share the string. So we would share a string, and then you go find somebody else. And it's a big ball of mess, but it was really fun to realize how much you guys all had in common. So as you walk around the room, if you have something in common, then you will give them a piece of your string. So you're standing there holding pieces of everybody.
Yeah, everybody will have multiple strings.
Yes,
I
that you're
found
holding
it.
on to.
I found it, an
Yeah.
instruction. The goal of the game, a common thread, which was also in the, is what it's called, yarn breaker / common thread.
Okay, there it is. Okay.
Uncovering a human connection, materials, multiple balls of yarn, scissors, and time. Direction. The goal of the game is to find connections among many stories and discover common experiences between people. It sounds familiar?
Yes.
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 Throughout the activity, you are physically weaving your many stories together through the unraveling of yarn. 1, split groups into groups of 6 to 8 people, each.
So we didn't go that far.
No,
Set
we
a
didn't.
timer.
We didn't go that far. We just stopped at the string sharing, and that was it.
Yeah.
So we just said a couple of minutes, and we just walked around the room, and at the end, we wanted to take a step back and then really to see how much we all having, and that was it.
Okay, so how do we get to the naming of the connection? So that's the first. So it says,
I don't even think we did that. No, we went,
Did?
no, so we just kind of went, she said,
No, she listed, no, because there were different things. Remember, she listed them. So
I don't remember.
you would know, like. I
Oh,
like
she
to
did
shop.
shopping.
Okay, so
Oh,
if you like to shop, then you would come and get one of my strings, or I would get one of yours. So like to shop, I can't remember, but like, that's the one that stuck in my head.
Right.
You know, you have to have things in okay, you have to have things in common. So she gave us a list, right? Because you have to know what the other person.
See, I thought she asked us to name one thing that we had in common and we went around the room and said it. Because a lot of us had the same. And then my fear this round is, I'm happy that it's majority of us women, but my fear is we have a whole lot.
And I've played it a little differently before.
Okay,
So the way that I've played it before is everyone is in a circle.
okay.
The person starts with the barn of yarn.
Okay,
And this is kind of, and they're like, who's the youngest in the family, who's the oldest?
okay.
And then if someone says, I'm the oldest, and then they throw it, and then that person asks another question. And then, okay, so who's the oldest? Toss it to who's the oldest.
Toss the ball of yarn.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have a
Because then it
list of
becomes like a
questions?
giant web, and the idea was to see how everyone was interconnected. So I just pulled up
Let's do that one.
this one called Common Thread.
You want to catch it, make it look like I had to catch it.
Well, we can pass it, Ms.
That's what I
Brady.
saw going across your
I'm trying
face.
to figure out, no.
So we
Okay,
would-
it's one, okay, wait, it's one ball of
It's
yarn.
one, it was
Yes.
one
Okay, so, okay,
yarn.
I'm in the center. So I asked the question like, who's the oldest? Right?
Mhm.
Okay, and then I take that ball of
You
yarn
give it to me.
and
You hold on to one end and
You
not.
hold on to-
that's the part I missed.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
that's.
Sorry, and I didn't
had to
mention that,
do-
yeah.
It's like, okay, got it. You have to explain things.
No, and
to
I
me.
think that'll be fun versus us, because we'll be able to sit and share. So,
Okay,
can I put you in charge of getting the?
I just found these instructions. Would it be helpful for me to email it to the subcommittee and
Well,
then
email it to
email-
Gary.
email it to
Yeah.
Ariana?
Yeah.
And then if this is what we want to do, I don't
Okay.
mind leading that.
Okay.
okay.
Yes,
But I do have a question,
Okay.
provides the yarn. Is that something I need
Yeah.
to get? Or
Yeah, how do we work that? Does RJ do it or do we get it? But I think she bought it last.
She
time,
bought
right?
it herself, but that's a good question that we can. Yeah, she bought it herself.
Okay, I don't mind buying it.
Mhm.
There are sample questions here that we can play, or we can add additional questions.
What are your
So
sample
how,
questions?
oh, go ahead.
So what are the sample questions?
Are you the oldest? It says there are 4 questions, cover everyone to get them, started.
Mhm.
Are you the oldest of your brothers and sisters? Are you the youngest? Are you an only child or the middle child? And then do you play a sport, play an instrument? So this was geared, obviously, the younger folks. Do you have a pet? Have you been on a country? Have you volunteered anywhere? Have you been to a music concert or play in the last year? And then the person would share what's fun, like or hate the snow. So those were sample questions and they're on page 2. And maybe we can think about fun questions we want to ask, how many questions. It doesn't, because this is set to run, it says 20 to 30 minutes.
Will be that long? She was 15 minutes. What is she?
I'm gonna jump
So if
in.
my section is 20 minutes, it's included within mine,
Including the
it
icebreaker.
won't take that long so that tells me that I need to do my part at least within 5 to 10 minutes.
Because we only allotted 20 minutes in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, so for my first part with the welcome, the roll call approval, and then the agenda and overview, it shouldn't take that long. I mean, to state
That's
why we're
5 to 10
here.
minutes, Yeah.
And then going over our goals, which is pretty much going over slide 3. So I don't really have to take that much time. So I say give it about like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I do want to allow time for us to do an icebreaker, because I'm be talking a lot all day, so.
Okay. So
Don't
I'll
run through the speed so fast.
Yeah, I won't. I promise I won't. I will ensure that I pronounce every single syllable.
I want to hear her talk slow.
Okay.
I want to hear this one. I'm gonna be that. Oh, really? What did you say, dear?
I don't talk slow at all, but I'll say just
Okay.
realistically, we'll say 10-10.
Okay.
Just in case my section does take a little bit longer. And if, I mean, my goal is to try not to,
Okay.
but I do talk 1,000,000 miles per hour.
Okay.
So I don't want to set myself up and then,
I
I can
understand.
pass away.
What I can do is, what I'll do is I'll send this to Gariana. I'll come up with maybe some simple questions.
Okay,
If we think these were a little too young.
Yeah.
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 And, share them in email and if folks are okay. And
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just.
maybe we'll just do a few and we'll do maybe 5 depending upon time, because we can always shorten
right,
the questions depending upon how many people
okay,
in our timing. Okay.
perfect.
Okay.
Okay, so moving along, starting at 9:20, which is going to be slide 5.
Okay, that's,
I'll say 5 through 14. So 5 through 8 is the AB 109 slides, and then 9 through 14 is the CC local landscape, which is Patrice. So she gives a lot of this. This is a great section. A lot of us, I know that we are familiar with AB 109, but I always love to hear about the history and stuff again, because it gives me a reminder of the work. So I always love this section because I know I've been doing it for a while, but I like that. I can sneeze. Excuse me, reminder. Thank you. That comes up. So let's take a look at those slides in case you have any questions while she's here, or any feedback that. I think slide 6 is a video, right? Okay.
Oh, I like this image here on slide 8, locked in the American jail.
Or prison reform.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful.
Mm. Okay.
For number 11, are we going to adjust
Yeah, because.
Glover's photo? Okay. Chantel.
What's her name?
Chanel. I
Chanel.
always say Chantel. I don't care how many times you tell me, I say Chantel. Chanel.
Preston Scales, yes,
Okay.
Scales Preston.
or is it Scales Preston? Because I always get.
It's
it
Scales
backwards.
Preston.
Scales
Yeah.
Preston.
Preston, okay.
Always make a joke with it.
So all the others are the same, yes. Yeah, okay,
So we'll have an updated county supervisor map.
Yeah. okay.
As well as
That's
number 12.
12,
So slide 11 and 12 have to be updated.
okay.
I was gonna ask, are the organizational structure on 10 still the same? I'm a new.
I can't see it.
But I don't,
What's that? Is
It's
it
too
what?
small for me to see it.
the organizational structure, and maybe that's a question for Patrice, if there's a change in the organizational structure on slide 10.
Board of Supervisors, County
You can see that?
Administrator. Yes, I don't know how. But it starts Board of Supervisors, County Administrator, then Public Safety, Health and Human Services. It doesn't give any name. It's just
It's
kind of
just
like
the
the
structure
offices.
of the
Of the office.
Probation, Public Safety is probation, District Attorney, Public Defender, Sheriff, Coroner, Animal Services. So that might be the same since there aren't any names.
I don't think there's any change in structure.
I don't think
Yeah,
there's
because
a.
the department
You hear about it.
structure. Okay.
Change.
Health and Services, Health Services.
Names may have changed, but
Behavioral
positions are the same.
Services.
Right.
Employment and Human Services, Public Benefits, Workforce Board, Children and Family Services.
Is she reading a small print?
Yes, I
Yeah, she is. I don't know how she's doing.
I'm like, what?
I have my
Grace of
glasses
God.
on.
I do too, and I still can't see. I'm like,
Gonna be blind in a second.
But I would just say if there's any changes to those particular structures, Patrice, if you guys can
That's what you-
adjust them, Patrice would know better if there's any
know.
changes in the organizational structure or any changes in the public safety bodies, or if those slide needs to be adjusted.
Are you saying,
And
I'm
keep-
sorry, are you saying slide 15 and
Like 10 and 13.
okay, I think I'm looking at a different version here. Can you give me the title of the slide?
Yes, so organizational structure,
Slide 10.
her slide numbers are different.
Uh,
And then the other one is public safety bodies. If there's any changes in that, those structures that need to be updated.
No, I don't think so. I think those are still the same. Mhm.
And the only other things that we asked for Garyana to update is the county supervisor district map, as well as the standing committee names, because John Joya is, not John, excuse me, Glover is still on here.
That's right, okay. And I may just retitle the organizational structure, to just county structure, because that's essentially what this is. It's sort of a breakdown of the various, county, agencies, or the big buckets of those agencies.
Perfect. Okay, so can we go past that one? Are we okay? Okay, so next, of course, is our break, our 15-minute break. And then after that, we then go over to slides 16 to 24. We'll start at 10:15, so that's gonna be Patrice and Justin. We have slides 16 through 22. And then we have reflection questions on 23 and 24. So this is going to be talking about the AB 109 and the money.
So this, the budget thing,
Mhm.
fiscal year needs to be updated.
I'm sorry, I'm on 21 and,
19.
snapshot of AB 109 revenue. It's 2017 to 2024. Is that still the same fiscal year?
We need to go back one even more because this says, snapshot of the AB 109 revenue says 2017, 2024.
That's what she's saying.
So
So we need to update the snapshot of the AB 109 revenue Contra Costa County fiscal year.
is that,
Um,
what about the budgeting cycle? If that stays the same? Budgeting cycle,
I'm reading right now.
okay.
I cannot read this small.
I know, I'm like, okay.
It says,
So can that one be updated, Patrice, for more current numbers? Brianna?
Yeah, any slides that might have, prior year numbers, we'll change them, we'll update them.
Okay, okay.
Same thing on slide 22.
22 expenses.
And will Justin give, I don't see it on there, will there be any discussion in reference around the AB 109 access funds or anything of that nature?
We can add that. Yeah, that's an important one to include. I think we can do that one sort of, as its own slide. Anee Mendoza from the CAO's office she put together a really nice, kind of budget summary that included some projections for the following year, including the reserve fund balance that then has the separate 15 million that will be allocated, or have been allocated rather, to the various service areas that you guys recommended. So we can certainly put that in there. I'm thinking though, now what I could do is replace the slide that says snapshot of AB 109 revenue 2017 to 24. In the past, we've included it so you guys can just sort of see the trend of the upward trend rather of funding increases. But what I can do instead, if you feel like that's not a major talking point in terms of the trends of the revenues over a course of time, I could then plop in place of this, what Anee put together, that budget summary that was provided in the last CCP meeting.
I personally would like them both. I think since majority of the board is new, I would like for them to be able to see that trend. And then just add another slide with that budget summary from Anita. What do you all think?
I agree.
Added. Budget.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
we're adding the budget summary and the access funds slideshow.
Yeah, so there's going to be a slide added for the AB 109 one-time funding budget summary.
Nicole,
See you
quick
all.
question. Later on in the agenda in the afternoon, under CAB policy and budget recommendations, there is space to talk about the AB 109 excess fund. Do you not want that in the afternoon then? It's at 12:50. It's in the 12:50 slot.
Now, if you want, if I can, for that one, Garyana, we could include the budget breakdown of just the 15 million.
Yes.
Okay.
Her idea.
That's what we could do for that one. Whereas here
Gotcha.
earlier in the day
Patrice.
could be more the bigger, the larger total number, total budget numbers for the reserve funds and revenues and projections and
Okay.
and expenses, yeah.
Thank you. All right. We okay to move on? Okay. Reflection questions. The goal of these is to kind of just give us time to take in all the information that we just learned and have like a group discussion in a sense and reflect on, because that's a lot, that's a lot of information that we receive. Do you all like these questions here or?
I guess one question I thought of was what challenges you, and I think that could fall under what concerns you. So those are things like, oh, I don't understand. It would fall under concern. Other than that,
We're good to go?
and reach both sides.
Okay, with the questions.
Okay. How about you, Brenda?
I'm sorry,
Are
yes,
you okay with the questions?
yes, yes, I'm trying to make sure,
My only thought was it would be redundant for you all, but
What do you mean?
but that's okay.
I was
It's
gonna
not
say, 'cause
redundant, it's a
you're more
refresher.
what- It's refresher for you,
Yeah.
but more interested.
Yeah, it's a refresher for us.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
Questions.
yes.
There's something more than once, I feel much better. Like,
Yeah.
okay, it's making sense, it's making sense.
Yeah, it takes a minute.
Yeah. Or two.
It took me a couple of years for it clicked, so.
Okay,
All right,
okay.
let's see here. Moving on, 10:40 is our presentation from probation officer.
Okay, that's-
Justice. So RJ will be reaching out to probation to see if there's someone that can come. Also what's really important to uplift, if there has been some, I don't want to say changes in structures, but some individuals that have been within higher ups, they have retired. So there are going to be, so we want to be open-minded to that.
Okay.
Depending on who's taking their spot is going to be in the process of learning really about the AB 109, but are more, I don't want to say seasoned, but those individuals that have been in the seat for a while, that is more familiar with the work they have. I'm gonna say they're lucky because I hope to retire one day, but they have retired. So we may get someone and we may not, but Officer of Reentry Justice is part of probation and they'll be able to as well elaborate on that. And Patrice, I see your hand, so I'll let her add some context to that, but I wanted to notate that there. Any event that we do not, I think it's a great segue as well to kind of introduce and open the door to like what Marcus was trying to do is intentional, collaboration with probation.
I'm with you.
Okay, go ahead, Patrice.
Yeah, so the other thing I wanted to add here is that, given what I understood was the interest in pulling in more of a probation voice on this. I've been thinking about figuring out a way to sort of tag team with our AB 109 unit. So if to Nicole's point, we have had some very significant transitions in leadership that's affecting that AB 109 unit specifically. But all to say, you have your supervision side of probation, which is the folks that we could, or someone we can potentially bring out to speak to that work, such as the AB 109 caseloads, what the deputy probation officers are seeing, with, all of that stuff. And then all of the program related work that's involved by way of the use of AB 109 funds. That's something that ORJ can discuss because that's essentially what we're responsible for doing, which is to manage those contracts of the AB 109 community program. So just to uplift that point there, that we work in tandem with the supervision side of probation when it comes to these particular clients. And hopefully we can pull something together for you guys that could illuminate some of that. I'm also working with folks on our data team to pull together kind of like a fact sheet or a data summary. So you can get a snapshot of the demographics of those that are on the AB 109 caseload, some program information, of all of the program providers, just some snapshots here and there of program data and outcomes. So hope to have that included in the, if not included directly in the PowerPoint, at least as a supplemental material that'll be included in your binder packets.
And then just
Also want to make a note that we have here where we were moving slides 25. Presentation. Okay. All right, thank you, Patrice.
Thank you.
Okay. And then 31 is reflection questions. Are you- That reflection question?
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, then it's lunchtime. Yum, yum. All right, and then after lunch, we start lunch at,
Do we have a budgeted lunch or is it go get your lunch on your own?
yes, so I believe we're gonna do like last year, Officer Ranger Justice will send us an email. And allow for us to, there's a budget for it and allow us to pick what we want, and then they have it.
When you just choose which one you want.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably order lunch again from Panera Bread. Well, being that we're at the Success Center, we'll work it out with Tiffany, for the delivery of lunch at the right time, but, what we did last year was we sent out an email to everyone to make their, lunch selections, within a certain, limit. For the most part, everybody kind of maintain that limit. I think we had it with a $17 or 20 or something of that nature. Anywho, we'll detail all of that for you and send you a link where you can make your selection, and then we'll place the order, and it should be delivered to you at the lunch hour.
We also have a refreshment. I don't remember. Do we have morning refreshments?
We did have snacks. Mhm.
And lunch was good, y'all. So. All right, so
Will
after
feed you.
lunch, yes, it'll keep us going. You'll get your second win. So at 12:30, our meeting resumes. So of course, we're going to start off with a roll call of our members. And if there are any new arrivals from within the community, we will kind of, just restart the meeting in a sense. Then at 12:40, we'll jump into clarify the meeting goals and recap. That will be me again. So as is stated in between slides one, we started over there.
Back to-
Which is really simple, no changes. And then we're gonna jump right over to our Community Advisory Board tab. So that's gonna be you, Alexandra, and Patrice and Garyana. And so we're gonna start off between slides 6 to 11 is our CAB overview slides.
that's this one.
What is the Community Advisory Board? What am I reading? 6 through?
Did you guys identify what part you were?
I don't know that where we.
I don't
I
think
should
you're
cut me
doing,
off, or I mean, like, how far I would go.
Would you at least do the overview up through,
Yeah, I thought you were
Oh.
just doing, it's listed.
Oh,
So
okay,
just
so
the
purpose
overview.
and standing and the.
where y'all see it listed at? I'm blind.
Her name is in
Second-
parentheses
second
under the
over
time.
there.
I did not see that.
So-
I did not see that. I'm like, where?
Okay.
Thank you.
Look, to be honest, I had to blow up my screen on my computer.
Do you feel comfortable with that part? Okay.
So overview of CAB purpose and function, standing committees discuss general meeting requirements and schedule. Requirements and schedule. Academy members are required to attend. Their meetings, these are the dates. Doesn't have anyone's name here, so that'll be me too, I'm assuming.
That was my thought, but then
Yes.
Tiffany's listed as programs.
Yeah, once they get down to it.
When we get to the subcommittee
Subcommittee.
section,
Yeah, so we didn't have any
how about we tackle the section together?
We can, that's fine.
OCEC.
If you want a break though, cause I know you talk a lot, I can
Yeah.
fill out the full chunk.
Okay,
I'm a. Fill out talking.
okay.
Anything
So where are
else?
we now? Where are we?
She told an overview of the capital accomplishments. She'll read that, and then when
Okay.
we get to the subcommittees, then we will break off.
Oh, I see.
Who
Okay.
would like to head the OCEC?
Continue. Cause I'm already up, unless you want someone else.
She likes.
I know if anyone volunteer, you say let them know. Anyone
Yeah,
else?
yeah.
The EC would like
She's
to
very
speak
eager.
up? No?
I mean, my goal is just to be a sponge that day.
All right.
And then we'll just need to update on slide 11.
Slide 11.
Oh, no, it's already updated.
Which one?
Yes,
There's
already.
25 in there, yeah.
Okay. Then we'll go over to Tiffany to talk about programs and services, and then Justin for policy and budget. And then we break out, and then we go into the CAB policy and budget recommendations, where we'll talk about the upcoming year and the AB 109 excess funding.
Right.
Oh, I didn't realize my name. No wonder you said that. My name is on there. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, because I'm used to everything in red. I'm like, I don't see it.
Okay.
Okay, so then it goes on to me for the, organizing ourselves to do the work.
That's Nicole. Okay. Okay, yeah. That would
Super
be-
successful.
CAB subcommittee functions, organized CAB subcommittees. Let me see here.
18. And those slides, I'm assuming, are the same.
I'm trying to see.
They look, and they've been updated, the schedule of the committees have been updated.
Okay. And then tips for successful engagement, Patrice and Garyana.
And this is when we get our hands up.
Yeah, they usually pass it out to us when we first get there.
Yes, when we get here.
You'll have it.
Yeah.
I've been eating.
I carried mine around thinking we had to use it again, you know?
Yeah,
Every time we have a meeting, I bring it to the, you know.
let's make a best practice. Bring it to the CAB meeting. Because they gave it to me and it's at home on my desk and I look at it, but yeah, we're gonna make a best practice. Bring your big folder to the
Oh,
full
God.
CAB meeting.
Yeah, I'm on to bring your handbook. I'm like, oh.
Bring-
Okay.
Please don't let me forget that. Bring your, because ORJ put a lot of work in putting that
That's what I'm
together.
gonna say.
Bring your handbook to the full board meeting.
Yes.
Meeting.
Oh, to the cab, not to OCEC, just the
To
cab?
the CAB, full
Just to-
board, yes.
Okay.
Full board meeting.
Okay.
Let's really use it this year, y'all.
You can tell mine has been used. I
Yeah,
can go in there looking at stuff.
Individually, we probably have, but we haven't brought it to any of our meetings at all. We just really haven't.
It would be a good practice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll make a note here.
Bring your handbook, okay?
Did you want to see what we're doing? Sorry about that.
So this is.
All right. Sorry, I just shared an agenda. We're on page 9 of the, no, keep going to the,
Afternoon.
Afternoon. Forgot she was back there. Okay, so now, so any questions regarding that section before we move on? I mean, agenda wise is fine. I would definitely recommend if there's anything that you see in this presentation handout provided by Garyana,
Yes.
definitely email her and let her know in case we don't catch it today. But the whole goal is at least making sure that our agenda is in place the way we want to, because we'll see the presentation. Well, I mean, we still have time to make edits and adjustments before the meeting gets here. So I'll definitely say if you don't catch something today, follow up. Where are you?
Marcel, do you want to do this section?
Where are we?
Yeah,
I can do this.
I got it. I'm fine. I want you to have some moment to soak in stuff too.
My voice.
I appreciate you. Actually, I mean, it's, my voice is less. I'm actually excited because that people have stepped up because usually Chair reads a lot. So I do appreciate you taking majority of that particular section. And then if needed, I mean, even though a name is on it, we do open that we have discussion. So even if my name is there, I do, want the committees to raise their hand, speak up. I want it to be what do you call it, like a working thing, where we're not just quiet, like definitely speak up, ask questions, and let's talk about it. So, okay. All right, are we good to go?
Yes.
All right, so then we have a break. To woosah for a second. And then we come back at 1:40 and we're gonna talk about the CAB Ambassador Program review. And so Patrice and Garyana is gonna talk about the CAB Ambassador Program Toolkit.
Okay. Yes.
26 and 27.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
See an agenda packet, see an agenda packet. I don't have that printed up yet.
Then at 2:00 we have our CAB Future Work, so that's me. Invite stakeholders to CAB general meeting, discuss what agencies you'd like to invite to CAB for presentations and their roles. And discussion questions. And then 2:20 is review and reflect, so reflection questions and then closing.
What should
It should be
okay.
2025. Notice that.
Which one?
Where are you?
What should CAB goals / parties for 2024?
Where are you?
Where are you?
Then
The second bullet point under CAB future work discussion questions.
Oh, goals and priorities for 25, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Did you get that, Garyana? Okay. I know sometimes we go low.
Yes.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
For the CAB Ambassador Program review, I know at one of our full body meetings, what came about the ambassador meeting, in reference to the timeline, since you and Patricia is covering that area, was, starting early. So we can add, have that discussion during that time frame. There were some recommendations from board meetings to start before the end of the year of reaching out to the community supervisors to kind of start, and then we can do follow-ups throughout the year to get a head start on it. So I definitely want to touch on that section and start working on that. I know Jill mentioned that her supervisor will be willing to start early, so I think it's good that we kind of start that. Working on the ambassador, making any changes as early as we can within the OCEC committee and start getting that process out. So having that discussion during that time. How do you feel about the work going forward? Discuss next steps and closing and thank you. And then we adjourn at 2:30. And they say, yes, thank you for coming.
Well, thank us for coming, because we're all.
Oh, well, yeah, thank us.
Thank us.
I don't know how many actual community members we'll have on Saturday, so it may just be us, but. Okay, so that concludes looking over the agenda and the PowerPoint. And again, I know we got this I'm glad I got it printed out so that you guys can have it. But if you notice anything that you didn't pick up today, definitely, let Garyana know and then she can communicate amongst us all. About changes. I'm pretty sure that we'll get a draft of the agenda and PowerPoint from Garyana, so please pay attention to your email that we can communicate back to her for any adjustments. What is our deadline to have this done, Garyana? For you?
I have to post everything, the slides and the retreat materials and the agenda by the 17th. So as soon as possible.
So what do you need from us after this call? After this meeting?
Me and Patrice have a meeting scheduled next week to talk about it. After that meeting, I'll send it to you for your final review or for any feedback. Get it back to me as soon as possible because I want to post by January 17th, but the latest by like Monday,
Okay.
which would be the
perfect.
20th.
Or if you all don't mind, do we get your sort of grace to go forward and make edits and then post as necessary? Or did you all want to review changes and edits prior to posting?
No, I feel like if
Yeah,
we're good, yeah.
we're good.
Okay.
I believe
cool.
in you guys. We're fine.
Trust you?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you.
Believe, trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty much the next step. So, going back over to the agenda.
Okay. You did.
So the next meeting is currently scheduled for February 25th at 11 a.m.
Did we decide to change the date? Was that okay with you? Remember, we were having an issue about what dates were available for you.
We made the changes, so we went to the third Tuesday.
Okay, so this is the third, so we're
yeah.
good.
So
Okay,
it doesn't conflict anymore now.
okay,
And I appreciate
okay.
everyone's willingness to do that.
No,
Okay.
you guys were originally the third Tuesday, but now this is the fourth
The
Tuesday.
fourth, yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
And we're the fourth Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have it on my calendar, so.
Fourth Tuesday of each. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All right, is there any other items? I think we're good to go. We've touched on next steps already in our next meeting, so we can adjourn early, didn't we?
We said.
Oh, so we can adjourn. It's actually 11 o'clock.
Good meeting.
Yes.
All right, so I will adjourn our
OCEC.
OC Cab Outreach and Community Engagement Subcommittee meeting at 11 o'clock, and our next meeting is scheduled for February 25th at 11.